Hello, everybody. This is Olena, a comedian. First time at our show, very welcome. I wish you to tell us about yourself and about the bed show.
Hi, Paul. Hi, everybody. Yes, I'm Olena Fox, comedian. Thank you for calling me this. It's very big honor to hear I'm a comedian. Yeah, I'm a comedian, I think. Well, the bed show, it's called In Bed with Fox. It means in bed with me. It's actually a very unique format. It's not classic stand-up show when comedian just coming to the stage and talking about funny things. It's more like chatting in the bed about sex, relationships, dating, and stuff like that. Yeah, so I created format in my head and I was thinking, I noticed people not communicate enough about sex, relationships, and stuff like that. I have to make it funny. I have to make it interesting. Why don't make it stand-up show in the bed? And I did 2 shows so far, and it was a huge success. Actually, people love that because it's kind of spicy, and people who coming to the bed on the stage, it's actually real bed. Yeah, so I have a real bed on the
Is
stage.
it soft?
It's soft and firm at the same time, and it's kind of like make people. It's also like a light, like intimacy, like atmosphere. So people usually relaxed. I know how to relax people in the bed. So yeah, so they usually talking a very interesting thing there and share with me all secrets.
Well, technically, that makes you also a psychiatrist.
Well, not psychiatrist, maybe like a psychotherapist. Yeah, like you're right.
You're right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Psychotherapist.
mean, this hair wanna go out.
In the very center.
This hair wanna go out. He got hard. The hair, even hair got hard. Still.
Yeah, the hair got excited. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Are we recording actually that?
Yes,
Okay.
it's not live, so don't worry.
Okay. No, maybe we keep it because even the hair got hard when I'm talking. So, yep.
Yes. At my birthday, you gave me a gift of presentation of one of your stand-ups, and thank you very much for that. I like it how you mentioned that the difference between gossips, that Canadians are gossips kind of getting a little boring, while you share about how you had a threesome last week.
Actually, okay, Paul, let me tell you, it's not only Canadian things. I think certain people, I would say people who not open-minded, for some reason they shy to talk about desires, talk about sex. Can we talk about sex?
Sure.
I know, because we open-minded. And I thank you for inviting me for your birthday. I like all these small parties, actually. I like to perform there. And it was pleasure to perform for you guys. And I know you open-minded. That's why it was like a double pleasure. Yeah. So back to that thing. I think it's very important share what you really feel. If it's consensual, if it's not offend anybody, why not? Why not to share that what you really want? Why to hide that? I noticed from my previous relationships, miscommunication or lack of communication, it's a big problem, especially in a sex life. So I don't want to promote sex. I want to promote sex talk with your partner or partners. And I think... what was your question, actually? I think I went too far in that field.
That's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. I was actually quite interested. How did you get the joke about the threesome?
Oh,
joke?
about the threesome? Actually, okay, let me tell you, Paul. All my jokes based on real life.
Really?
Yeah. This is how we comedians get the jokes. We take jokes from the real life. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I have experience in threesome and foursome. Yeah, but oh my gosh, is it okay to talk about that?
Okay, sure. You're the shy one now. That's quite interesting.
No, I'm not sure if like social media can ban us for this conversation. But look, I'm not promoting the orgies or sex or something like that. I'm promoting be free in your desires. If everybody agree to do so, everything is consensual. So why not? Yeah. Why hide that? And why don't express yourself? And if your question about threesome, that joke was based on reality. It was like a nice weekend for me. I got a nice threesome. We enjoyed with partners. It was everything consensual, everybody happy. And next morning, I came to my work. I work in the office, and the people talking like, regular things. I went to Costco, I went to church, and I feel myself a little bit like I'm out of place. Yeah, I had that nice weekend. I can't even share that because I imagine their faces if I share. Yeah, I just had threesome last weekend. It's kind of spicy, so I keep quiet. But in the same time, I think people shouldn't hide that.
I agree because we're adults, and I myself had the same trouble to speak to another person of my generation regarding this topic. It's like oh my God, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but
you
why?
can't say that.
Yeah, but why? It's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, everybody having sex, it's okay. If you have sex with two partners,
It's just it's super shy.
Yeah.
I'll confess, I myself used to be like that. It's just somehow got attached to the shyness, but I managed to break out.
Mm-hmm. I think it's not even about shyness. I think it's about people not allowed themselves to express the desires. What happened was in my past relationships, actually, I tried to talk to my partner, but he wasn't open for that. And that's why it was miscommunication and lack of communication. And slowly that relationships died because we hide our desires, and he wants something, but he was shy or he wasn't open to talk about. Yeah.
What I personally know about the difficulty of communication between men and women is that women say what they feel, men say only the logical answer. And this is actually mentioned by some doctors and psychiatrists, that when women tell about their problems, they want support. When a man tells about his problems, he wants a solution. That's why when a man says the problem and you start support, everything's going to be all right, the man starts yelling, no, it's not going to be all right, give me the solution. And when you tell the girl, oh, you should have done this and that and this and that and this and that, and the girl says, I don't want the solution, I want the support, I know the solution. That's the number one obstacle.
Yeah, I'm agree with you. And also, I think people making mistake when they try to say, you should do something. No, you never talk this way. You just, like you said, woman talking about feelings. You should bring up your feelings and say, I feel this way when you do so. And I'm not comfortable with that. Let's talk how we can find solution for that. I think this is the healthiest way of relationships, but it's difficult, because not everybody ready to share the feelings.
It's quite interesting because I see a lot of influencers says that men never should express his feelings to be masculine. But now that I'm thinking about it, maybe there is a masculine way to share your feelings when they're crossing the line of comfort. A man should find his way, a masculine way to express his feelings.
I think, yes. I think even if the man say, I feeling somehow, it doesn't make him less masculine. It just make him open-minded and shareable. I think women appreciate that.
If a man uses a feminine way to express his feelings, that makes him less masculine. But I'm pretty sure there are masculine ways to express his feelings.
Yeah, and if we're talking about this feminine way, when men start hysterically yelling at you, that's
Exactly.
the feminine way. Yeah, I think the masculine man should be very firm and strong and say, yes, I have this feeling right now. Let's find a solution. This is the masculine way. Very sexy, very masculine.
Yeah. It's just visualize how would you tell a puppy that you feel uncomfortable. So you're a comedian, and I wish you to share what are some of the turn-offs for women, especially in jokes, and what are some of the turn-ons in jokes?
Okay, the biggest turn off for me if we're talking about men, I guess, yeah. The biggest turn off when the man has no sense of humor, and if he has no sense of humor, he has no intelligence. For me, intelligence, it's even the sense of humor. So the biggest turn off. I've been dating very handsome men in my past, like handsome, like a model, looks like models, but some of them has no brain, no intelligence, and it's big turn off for me because it's not interesting to speak with that person. At the same time, I have experience dating not handsome men, just regular, maybe sometimes even ugly, but they so hilarious, they so funny, so it's big turn on for me. So like we all know, the man doesn't matter how he looks like. The man's supposed to be masculine, funny. This is turn on. Turn off when any person, if it's no intelligence, no sense of humor, I'm not interested in that person. Man or woman, doesn't matter.
Yeah, but would you say there's any turn-offs for women? Because I've noticed a lot of women, especially from where I live for a long time, they get offended by jokes. What would you say the solution to that? So that's why some guys are trying to keep it back.
Okay, depends on the joke maybe, but if the woman know how to create another joke on top of that joke about him, if the woman has intelligence and sense of humor, she will be able to do so. So it's no offense here. I experienced many times when the men make jokes about me and think he's funny, and I make another joke more than this and make joke about him, and it was funny for me, but he was offended, So it's all about intelligence, I think. Women usually get offended because they don't know what to answer, they don't know how to react, and that's why maybe they get offended. But if you know how to play with words, how to make a joke, you can create bigger joke, and let's see if the man will be offended or no.
Would you say you're telling the ladies who are watching this that stop getting offended by jokes?
Yeah, stop getting offended. Just if you don't like the guy, if he offend you by the joke, just try to create joke on him. If you can't do so, just walk away and find another man who is not making joke about you. That's it. Easy peasy. Don't need to be like offended, create drama. Life is so short, and why you spend time with this asshole who is making joke about you? That's it. Makes sense?
I think so. Okay. Give us a few examples of how to make an attractive joke about a lady to attract her. Like how do we guys learn to make you laugh? Because a lot of us don't know that anymore.
Oh, okay. Actually, first thing, the man's supposed to be not fake. The man's supposed to be real. Make like real joke or make some real statement what you really feel about that woman. So she will feel that right away when you very into her, interested, and you're not faking. Yeah, be open to her. Say what you feel. I think this is the way. And if you have intelligence, jokes will come to you and you make her laugh. And in my case, if the guy make me laugh, this is half of success. If the guy just make me laugh, I'm already halfway there. I'm already ready to continue to talk to him and see where it goes. Like I said before, the sense of humor, it's a big turn on for me.
Yes, and what I personally have to say is that some people who are intelligent enough to discover the theory of relativity and other things, or explain how the Big Bang or AI was created, they should be intelligent enough to at least get some of the basic humor.
Oh, I know what you mean. I got few dates when the guy is very intelligent, but in a nerd way,
Nerdy way.
like very intelligent, talking about AI, about some like I've been on a date with the guy who ran some like IT company or something, and imagine like almost 2 hours he been talking about his IT stuff. He never even let me say anything. He never even asked questions. How is your life, Olena? What are you doing in your life? He was keep talking about computers and stuff. Do you think it was interested for me?
No.
He was just trying to impress me. I
Exactly.
totally get that. But he didn't show the real interest to me. Who is Olena? What she's doing? Share, like, because the perfect connection is when people share the things. Yeah, I ask you, you ask me, and we exchange some thoughts and some situations. But the guy was just like on a job interview, talking how much money he making, where he working. Okay, maybe it's a good guy for somebody, but not for me. I'm not interested in that. He was very intelligent, but in a nerdist way. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that problem so many times, that guys try to impress a girl instead just listen to her, pick up a topic, learn about her, and just listen. That's it. It's far more seductive and easier at the same time.
I know. Yeah, just ask a few simple questions, and we all know women like to talk more than guys, I think.
3 times more.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that, but it's nothing wrong with that. You see, even I'm talking more than you in this case. 5 times more.
That's normal, especially for a comedian.
Okay, yeah. And yeah, you're right. This is the perfect scenario. Just ask few questions, show real interest, be yourself. Don't try to impress, because for me it never worked. For me I like to talk about myself. In any person like to talk about themselves, yeah, right? We all humans. We like talk about them ourselves, but yeah, just I think. But in the same time, I want to know about him also. But it's supposed to be like a conversation, not like a job interview.
Yeah, what I recommend to many gentlemen from the audience is 80% listen, 20% talk.
Yeah, that's good actually. I like that. So in my case, 80% talking and 20% listen.
Well, you're a comedian, so we would say 90%.
90%, okay, and 10% just listen.
Well, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Okay.
So thank you so much for coming to our show. It is very nice to have you here. It's really nice to get a laugh after some serious topics I had earlier, and I really hope